why do you get that name, Positively Unhelpful?
People ask me this all the time. So basically, it's unhelpful in terms of I don't really think that what I'm writing is gonna like impact anyone's life on some next level. But it's positive in a certain way. So, like, it's positively unhelpful. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't... So, yeah, that's how the name came about. Just because I have a lot of shit to say, and I just wanted to get it down on paper. So, what I do is I just write all my articles down on paper at first, and then, obviously, I rewrite it on my website, and I just publish it.
Fair enough. And that... What got you into that journalism and that?
I am a political fiend in terms of I literally just breathe.
A Tory.
I am a Tory. No. I wouldn't describe myself as a Tory, but as I said earlier, like it's like the best of a bad bunch in my opinion, just because of the way, like in the circumstances I'm in. But like when I get out into the adult world, like the real adult world, and I start paying my own taxes and I start like getting my own salary, that will probably change. So, and depending on how well I do, it will also probably change. So
you might become a full-blown Tory.
I might become a full Brexit party.
Kick him out. If in doubt, kick him out.
If in doubt, I would have to kick myself out.
Back to Colombia you go.
Back to Colombia. No, but I literally, it came about just, I mean, I have a mate called Zach, and he's older than me, and he, basically we were just talking, and he really encouraged me because he said, you're very articulate, you know how to engage with people, why don't you just make something out of this, and you write interesting things, so why don't you just make something out of this? And here we are. So the website's up. I've been doing this since 2019.
So how often do you post?
I don't really have a frequent posting schedule. The thing is with me is that if I find something that I'm really passionate about, I'll post it, but I write about a lot of things on paper. That's the thing with me. So I have, a binder at home that is just filled with like handwritten articles, and some of them, if they are relevant to like what's going on in the moment, and if it's going to cause people to engage, I'll I'll type a draft on my computer, I'll add photos, I'll look at it, I'll think about it for like maybe like 20 minutes, and then if I think it's alright, I'll publish. Well, usually what I do is put it to a vote. Should I post this now? Should I post this tomorrow? And then it depends on the engagement. So I really don't have a schedule. I post when I post, and you know what? I think I've posted enough for people to see that I'm passionate about what I do.
So what, like, do you have a TikTok in that as well for people to follow?
Yeah, I do. I have a TikTok called Positively Unhelpful. My TikTok is like, it's kind of a mix of things because I'm a massive Arsenal fan. So it used to be just all Arsenal related, but I've kind of been trying to take a little bit of time off from social media just due to like personal reasons, but also TikTok is like filled with my friends, so it's like I don't even want to touch it. I deleted most apps other than Snapchat, which I like removed from my home screen.
Fuck it, all that, bro.
Well, yeah, I know. So it's like I don't get any notifications, stuff like that. So like I haven't been posting on TikTok that much, but I am going to start maybe in the next 2 weeks, like probably like around then, start posting like quick political briefs, what's going on. I mean, I really hope that it blows up one day.
Bro, I think it will, bro. Like, you got a decent following on that, and like, especially with like the way you're working, like that consistency. Like, once you get the ball rolling, you'll be there, and like, like you're gonna start coming back to me and asking me to drop you some bread for it to come down there. You get it? You get it? You get bare hate, bro. Like, bro, like, what do you do before that, bro? Like, what do you do first? Like,
I don't really know, to be honest, but I think it's part of journalism, because I know I don't know journalists, but journalists get a lot of, like, especially the political journalists I follow, they definitely get a lot of, backlash. there was an occasion when my Instagram got hacked and people were like, oh, I still don't know who it was, but it got reported to the police because my parents found out about it through someone that I forgot, like, followed them. And they basically, like, they just completely slandered me, slandered my articles. Like, I don't really know what I do. I think it's more just the fact that, like, sometimes people don't like it when someone has an opinion. And I'm not even like fucking like, what's her name, like Katie Hopkins. I literally don't have the time to remember her name.
KR, bro.
The racist one.
Yeah, that's Katie Hopkins.
Katie Hopkins.
Bro, I need to roll a spliff for that one, man.
Yeah, like I'm not even like that. Like, I don't have like extremely controversial views. Obviously, like the only controversial opinion that I probably have shown on this podcast is like probably the fact that I'd vote Conservative over Labour. But in an ideal world, I'd vote Liberal Democrat. Like, that's the only, like, that's the one that would probably get me hate. But I still don't know who hacked my account, but we'll see.
You got a message for the person your account? What are you saying for that?
Do I have a message?
Yeah, that. Tell me what one.
You're fucking sad. You're fucking sad. You're taking the time out of your day to do that. Oh my god, mate. It was literally like, got locked out of my account. 100 people texting me being like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't, like, someone stop them. But like,
stop it.
Stop. But no, I mean, I think people just don't like it when someone else has an opinion. And I think because I haven't written political, and this is also why I don't write on like issues like Black Lives Matter and, you know, domestic abuse I have written on, and, you know, sexual abuse within schools I have written on because I've experienced that. But I'm not black, so I feel like, although I do advocate, obviously, as you've seen, I do advocate for the fact that, like, literally Black Lives Matter, and I am very active on my socials to do with that, and I do advocate for, you know, protection of Palestinian people and Israeli people who are also getting hurt as well. I do advocate for any harm being done to any person, but I feel like I can only publish something if I know myself. I don't want to publish anything that is going to be, you know, misread or completely taken out of context. And that's what happens all the time to journalists. Their quotes are taken out of context. So if I wrote something, even now, someone could find something from my articles. If I became a politician, for example, if I worked in a high role in a company, that quotation could be taken and put forward to the company. It would be put in the wrong context, and it would either be it goes two ways. It would either be a whole, like, massive issue, or I lose my job. So it's kind of like, and I know that because my parents always tell me that every single time I'm about to publish an article. Be careful what you're writing, be careful you don't offend anyone, and make sure that it's politically correct. And that's very difficult because I haven't really shown that side of me on your podcast, but I'm very politically fucking incorrect. Like, my humour is just not on.
Incorrect. No, you know what? Like, dark humour is my thing. If people know me personally, it's like I can chat, like I can say some fucked up shit, but I don't even mean it.
But it's not even dark humour. It's just the terms I use, like in face to face with people that I know well. So it's kind of like I don't want to like risk it and put that into an article. But I mean, yeah, my articles, I swear a lot in my articles. It's to keep the reader engaged. Who wants to say, you know, podcasts are so much more popular because you can literally just sit there and listen. But listen and just do your thing. Whereas with articles, you have to take the time out and you have to read them. So you have to think about keeping that reader engaged. So photos, using normal vocabulary. Don't write it like it's a textbook or like it's an article that you publish in like the Sunday Times or the fucking like Telegraph. Write it like you're talking. In my opinion, I think articles should be written like you are speaking to the reader, and that's what's commonly known in like the official journalism industry as an opinion piece. You know, everyone says, you know, newspapers are dying, journalism is dying, the press is dying. You know, the press is not dying. It's the way in which articles are written I think that's what's causing it to fall.
No, I think it's just like a whole change in that dynamic now. That people don't have time to be reading stuff now. Like people would literally go on the tube, put on their podcast, big smoker, yeah, put on their podcast, listen to it, and be like let me listen to my favorite journalist Izza.
I think journalism is dying because I think journalists aren't engaging. They're not talking to their reader anymore. And the younger generation want to be spoken to. They don't want to be told. They want to be spoken to in terms of having a conversation with them. But it's kind of like a long debate almost. And then you can go away and disagree with my article 100%, and you can think about the article whatever you want. But the fact that I'm speaking to you in my style of writing...
And you listen to the whole thing.
Yeah. It's like the fact that I'm speaking to you in my style of writing, just, I think, is what has managed to give my website a more unique taste.
100%. It's just like, I feel like people are forgetting that it's customer centric. Like, you have to give what the customer wants, what's going to engage them, infographics and shit as well.
Exactly. Like, I do think that, newspapers, like, print media, so newspapers, they are falling out of business because of online technology, as we spoke about before, and I think that as well. But I think it's a combination of that, but also the younger generation don't want to read a newspaper in which it's just boring shit about they're being told about all this stuff. It's more interesting to get someone's opinion, which is apparently the way I would write officially in the in the field of journalism. It's more interesting to get someone's opinion than it is to just hear what's been going on. So I could report on something that happened yesterday, but I would tell the reader about what happened, like, fucking hell, this happened yesterday, so basically what happened, and it's like you're having a conversation with someone. I don't use the word basically in my articles, but like, it feels like that, and I think it's really important. People don't want to be told, they want to engage with it and like feel like they're a part of the experience of reading.